back again. It's been a while, I know. What's going on with me? Because that's why you're here. After the last video that I made, there was a position open at the school that I was student teaching at. It was a 4th grade position that was pretty much going to start as soon as it could, once someone got hired. And there were a lot of people at my school that encouraged me to apply, which was really awesome. My cooperating teacher was really encouraging and really talked me up a lot, which was really awesome of her and really helpful. And so I decided to apply, and it was a really, really fast process. So I got an interview, which was really cool and really scary at the same time. And throughout this whole process, I've dealt with a lot of insecurity, I guess. A lot of it's come up. So since the beginning of student teaching in August through me starting to apply for this job, I dealt with some insecurity, but it was mostly really short term, and it would go away really quickly. Once I got in front of the kids or started interacting with people, the insecurity would go away, and I would be like, yeah, I'm a student teacher. I don't need to know what I'm doing. I'm learning. And then once I start interacting with the kids, it's like, oh yeah, I know how to interact with kids. That's fine. And teaching, as long as I was prepared for the lessons, like, that was fine too. And I had a cooperating teacher who was there in case anything would happen. And so when I started going through the application process and I got an interview, I started feeling very, very insecure and really unprepared, and I started getting really down on myself about, I'm not prepared for this. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't be a viable candidate. And I would get in my head a lot about, oh, they're just giving me an interview as like a pity interview, or they're just giving me practice. And it was really hard, honestly. And it was like people would talk me up and try to encourage me, and it was like it kind of helped sometimes, but I was really in my head about, I don't know if I can do this. I heard about the interview, and like a few days, I think 2 days after I got the call that I got an interview, I actually had the interview. So I had like 2 days to like prepare, and it was actually really nice because I had been thinking about teacher resumes and teacher interviews and things that I should be prepared to answer, things that I should be prepared to talk about. I had been looking at that stuff prior, like maybe in September. Now it was November, and I was able to apply a lot of the stuff that I had already started preparing for. But it went really fast. I was like really, really nervous for 2 days, like feeling like I was gonna throw up, nervous, like I said, feeling really insecure. But I wanted to go into the interview and just be confident in who I am, and know that I don't have a lot of classroom experience, and be okay with that because I'm a student teacher. Like, I had to kind of remind myself a lot that the people interviewing me and the people who gave me an interview know that I'm a student teacher. They know that I haven't been in a classroom for a year, for 2 years, 5 years, whatever. I don't have a lot of classroom experience, and I had to remind myself of that a lot. I think I put a lot of high expectations on myself to somehow have all this knowledge and understanding that a really experienced teacher would have in an interview, while I didn't have that. And I had to remind myself that's okay. Just kind of like remind myself of that a lot helped me to get in the right headspace to go into this interview. And so I definitely prepared some stuff that I would want to at least kind of know my beliefs or my experiences or what I would talk about with certain questions, but I didn't over prepare. I didn't have super rehearsed answers. I didn't want to like script anything or write anything out. I just kind of would look up practice questions and just start talking. Like, I would, in the car on my way to school, or if I was driving or by myself or something, I would just pick some questions and just start talking as if I was in the interview, and that's kind of how I practiced. And so for each question that I practiced, I would have, a few bullet points that I'd want to hit and talk about, but I didn't like sit down and record them and make sure that every time I talked about it, it was the same exact thing. And I do think that was really helpful. That's what I've done for other interviews in the past as well. For previous interviews too, I've sat down and just written out a bunch of my experiences. So it's like, I woke up in the middle of the night to a duty phone call when I was a residence hall director and dealt with someone who was having suicidal ideation. I dealt with facilities crises when there was a flooded floor in the residence facilities. I've dealt with angry customers on the phone when I've worked in customer service jobs. I've this and this and this, and I came up with a bunch of different just experiences that I've had. When I was practicing these interview questions, I would draw on those experiences, so I already had this like bank of information in my head on things I could draw from to talk about. I think having a bank of experiences to draw from and then just picking one and talking about it was a really good strategy for me, and it helped me prepare in the way I think I would prepare best. So that's how I prepared for like 2 days. But I think the biggest thing that helped me was going into it, I just wanted to focus on being myself and embrace the fact that I'm still a student teacher. And I think that was the biggest thing that helped me. So when I went into the interview, that's what I tried to do. And obviously it was still really nerve-wracking. I still felt tense and kind of unsure of myself. But once I got in there, I was able to embrace what I had prepared. So we went through the interview, and it was actually a really, really cool interview. For the most part, a lot of the questions I was able to answer by just talking about myself and the things that I believe and the strengths that I think I have, and even just the perspective and mindset that I have towards life. And that was a lot of the questions, and that was really, really cool because it was a lot more culture focused than actual teacher strategies, experience in the classroom kind of questions. So that was really, really helpful for me because I know a lot about myself, and the things that I believe in my life are things that I'm really, really passionate about and things that I live out every single day. I'm a very self-aware person and a very growth-focused person. I want to get better every day, and so I'm able to talk about the things that I believe in a way that is authentic and real, and they're things that I'm legitimately passionate about. So that was really cool because I felt like that came out in my answers, and I felt so good about that. And it was cool because I asked them a few questions as well, and the way they responded to me was also very culture focused. Like, I asked them what they're looking for in someone who's going to join their team, and they were very, very culture focused on someone that's going to fit in with our team. And it's really, they even said themselves, it's about the culture. So that was really cool, and a lot of the things that they said back to me, they would refer back to specific things I had said in my answers to kind of explain what they were looking for and to describe their team as well. So that was really, really awesome. I felt that it was like such a fun interview just for that. There were a couple questions that I felt like I totally bombed, and it really sucked in the moment. I felt so stupid. And they were more like strategy, actual teacher specific experience from the classroom. I felt like I bombed the questions. I was very vague, and the question that was asked even said, be as specific as possible, and I blanked and I just started rambling, and it was a very vague answer, and I just felt so stupid. And so it was cool. I was able to bounce back from those questions a little bit and just kind of let it go in the moment. But after the interview, I could not stop feeling so stupid about it. Every time I thought about it, I just would feel overwhelmingly embarrassed, and it was really scary. It really sucked for me because I was like, I'm gonna have to see these people at this school until the end of my student teaching. They're gonna know that I'm dumb and don't know things. So I just felt really dumb about that. But as a whole, I felt really good about my interview, especially it being my first teacher interview. It was really cool to get that out of the way and get that experience. I left feeling like it was a win. It was a win for myself because I was able to be myself, share who I truly am, and I got experience. So for me, that was a win. And going forward from that, I kind of felt like I wasn't gonna get the job. I thought that it was a possibility, but I kind of expected to not get it, and it was because of my experience. I would say afterwards to my friends and people that I was sharing with, I was like, I know that I was able to be myself, and I think I did a good job with those questions. I think that the questions that I felt like I bombed were important, and maybe were more important to whoever's going to get this position. And so, I don't know, I just thought I wasn't going to get it. And I also got, again, really insecure and like down on myself. And I started getting really in my head about, I'm not qualified for this position, I wouldn't know what I would be doing, I don't want to work here, like I don't know 4th grade stuff, this team seems really awesome, like I feel really intimidated by them, and like I'm gonna hold them back and all this stuff. And I started getting really, really insecure. So I had my interview on a Tuesday night, and then on, I think, Friday of that week, we were walking with my class to take them somewhere. And on our way back, the principal started walking with me. She's like, how would you feel about joining the 4th grade team? I think one of the first things I said was, I'm really surprised, but that would be awesome. And yeah, it was really, really cool and surprising and unexpected. And when she offered it to me and said that, I was immediately excited. So all of the insecurities from the previous couple of days where I was like, I don't want this job, I don't know what I'm doing, that kind of like fell away, and my true feeling of, yeah, this is a really cool opportunity came out. The principal was super awesome, and they were being super flexible and helpful for me, that if I accepted this position, they were going to work with me to make this transition the best it could be for me, which was, I felt really supported in that. And also, I felt so encouraged and supported by my cooperating teacher. When I told her that I got the job, she like freaked out and was super excited for me. And every person that found out from that point going forward at the school was so happy for me, and it was really, I felt really supported. That weekend, I accepted the position and decided I wanted to do it and take the opportunity because it's a great opportunity. I wasn't even technically supposed to be done with my student teaching until the end of January, and I got a position at the end of November, which is amazing. Like, that's such a great opportunity. An opportunity to have my own classroom and get that experience right away instead of having to, you know, sub around and wait until next year to get that experience. So I took the job, and from there, everything went really fast as well. I finished up in my 3rd grade classroom that next week, so before Thanksgiving, and then I started with the 4th grade team this last Monday. So when we got back from Thanksgiving break, through December, I'm going to be observing in all of the different 4th grade classrooms to kind of get to know the kids and get to know what the 4th grade team is like and what they do. And then, yeah, starting when we come back from Christmas break, I will have my own classroom with my own students, and that'll be me. Honestly, from when I got the interview to even now, I have still been struggling with a lot of insecurities, and it really sucks. I hate that I feel this way, and I hate that I get in my head a lot about really just like me being prepared and good enough for this job. A lot of times I feel super inadequate and that I should know things that I don't know, and I feel like I should be more prepared than I am, and I wonder if every first-year teacher feels this way. I'm sure they do, but it feels like I must be different, and everyone else who's ever had a first-year teaching position knows so much more than me, and I have no idea what I'm going to be doing. The team I'm on has been really supportive. I just feel so dumb half the time. I used to be really, really shy, and so I used to like not talk at all. Like, I would be silent around new people, completely silent. And so now I'm at the point where I can actually talk to new people. Like, it's totally fine. I like meeting new people. I like talking to people and getting to know them, and I will talk to random people in public because that's fun for me now. But I think something I still really struggle with is trying to join something that's already been established. That's really difficult for me unless everyone in the group is very focused on, let's include you and ask you a million questions and jive with you right away. So unless that happens, it's really, really hard for me to jump in and just be myself and feel like I'm part of the team. And this is something I actually don't know if everyone experiences. I feel it myself, and I feel really uncomfortable, and like I don't know what to say half the time when I'm with the team, and I want to try to include myself and be myself and be a benefit and add to the culture of the team. But I also sometimes will get in my head and I'm just sitting there like, I have no idea what to say. I don't know you guys. You don't know me. I don't know how to just have that like rapport with people right away. And people who can do that, by the way, are amazing, and I don't understand you, and I wish I understood how you do that. But it's really hard for me. And so I feel like there have been times that I've been able to jump in and kind of try to be myself a little bit, but I also feel like it's been really hard, and I keep telling myself, you know, it's gonna get better once I'm with them and get more comfortable with them and get to know them more. Then I'll be able to be more myself, hopefully. It's just been really hard, and I keep getting in my head a lot with insecurity, and just try to, when that happens, just pick something to focus on so I don't have too many thoughts and I'm not overwhelmed. So I've just been trying the past couple days to just focus on learning what I can, and then when I'm interacting with the students, just get to know the students. It's just like hard. I feel like I should be doing more, and that I should be more, I feel like I should be a better team member, and I feel really dumb, especially because this team seems super awesome and I like them a lot, and I'm really intimidated by them because of how cool they seem. And I'm like, I don't know how I could be a part of this. And I almost feel like a lot of time like I'm letting them down in some way, which is kind of dumb, but I think I'm gonna get over it. I think it's gonna be great because from what I've seen of them already, they seem really awesome, and like such a great team to be a part of. Like, it's exactly what I want in a team. And so I'm really excited about that concept and the possibilities. I have to get over my stupid flippin' insecurities. But if you're out there watching this and you've gotten this far and you have any tips or tricks for joining a new team that's already established, I would love to hear them, because if you're one of those people who somehow that's easy for you, or you're able to be like a part of the team right away, I would love to learn from you, because that's something that I've always struggled with, not even just now, but any job that I have that I'm going into like a group of people, or if I'm going out with some friends and it's like I'm the new person in like a group of people, that's really hard for me. It also pushes me when I'm not the new person, when there is a new person and I'm with the group that's already established. I try to really go out of my way to make that person feel comfortable and ask them questions and help them be included, because I know what that feels like and it really sucks. So if you're out there and you're a part of an established team who is getting someone new in that group, maybe go out of your way to ask them some questions. They probably feel really uncomfortable and are in their head, I'm sure, a little bit. I could be totally wrong. Maybe I'm the only person like this. Oh man, alone in the universe, that's me. But that's what I have. I'm not gonna talk about anything else because this is really long already, and if you're watching this, oh my god, like, you must love me. I try to put myself in the shoes of like a stranger and like see, like, if the roles were reversed and I was watching this person on the screen, would I want to watch them or would I skip past them? I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, so that's my life. I'm gonna be a teacher. I am no longer a student teacher. I am now a full-fledged teacher with their own classroom who is gonna get paid, and it's amazing. Like, seriously, thank the Lord. Like, I don't even say that as like an expression. I'm just gonna throw this in there. Holy crap. Looking back on everything that's happened since, I don't know, beginning of the year, or probably even further back than that, is totally God working in weird ways to get me to where I am now, because where I am now, like, it makes so much sense, but there were so many things along the way that happened that were like, that makes no sense, or like I would be upset or uncomfortable or go, why is this happening? This doesn't make any sense. And then something would happen and I would be like, oh, that makes so much sense. And it's just like everything works together to get me to the place that I am. And it only happened because I was trying to take direction from God and do what he wanted me to do, even if it was weird or uncomfortable. So thank you, Jehovah. Oh my God. Let's just throw that in there. Anyway, have a great week or month or however long it takes me to make another video. Thank you to the one person who did leave me a comment to say what they would like to see. So I will hopefully have some more stories of things along those lines in the next videos. I'm gonna have to change the name of my channel because Streets came from student teaching and I'm not student teaching anymore. So yeah, anyway, see you later, guys. Thanks for listening.